The first few hours were the worst as boiling smoke and fire shot far above the junkyard and its piles of crushed cars.
And it was crazy because when I turned down the street, you could see the flames because the flames were as high as the smoke.
Pushed by a strong wind from the east, the flames easily destroyed 2 other buildings.
We did lose a duplex and then also a 6-plex apartment building. Those are completely destroyed. We have numerous families that have been displaced from that.
She also said 16 cats were killed. Several pit bulls were evacuated from a nearby home. From Sky 8, you get a feel for the intensity of the fire. Those cars stacked on top of each other gave the flames plenty of fuel to roar back time and again, despite water from the crews. Neighbors for several blocks downwind were evacuated from their homes, and smoke spread a plume over several parts of the Portland area. This afternoon, the EPA was monitoring air quality and found it slightly unhealthy and recommended people shelter in place within a mile west of the fire.
If your home or your residence is inside that plume, keep your windows closed. And once the fire is out, we'll work through clearing the neighborhoods from an air quality standpoint, and then we can open up the homes and do clearance of those homes from venting.
It's unclear what started the fire, but Matt Moore, who works at a fuel container company next door, said the yard appears to be storing gas taken out of cars before crushing in barrels.
And I told him point blank, you guys can't be doing that. Try to buy a pump, and I was like, that's not rated for gasoline. You guys need to be doing this right, and wouldn't spend the money. And so this is kind of what happens.
Whatever the cause, it created chaos and fear for many, including Joe Ward, who lives near the duplex that burned.
There's really no better way to say it, but it sucks. Like, we're sitting over here in a Plaid Pantry parking lot hoping all of our stuff doesn't go up in flames. So, I really feel for all my neighbors that lost a lot of their stuff. So, I don't know, just kind of waiting for some answers, I guess.
And we're giving you a live look now west down Killingsworth. You just kind of see that blue smoke. Even though the wind's blowing pretty good, the fire continues to go, so it's still putting a lot of smoke out into the neighborhoods here, and I think it's something folks are going to be dealing with for a while. I talked to the man who runs the business here. He says it's owned by family. He said, yes, they do store their gasoline in barrels, but he said it's in a secure area that did not catch fire. He also said the fire began in the back. He's not sure why. He said there is an opening in their fence back there that sometimes homeless folks and others come in and use, but they're still investigating all of that. So, again, this is a long ways from being over. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Pat.
Well, you saw it in Pat's report there. The smoke was so heavy and so toxic, several homes and businesses nearby had to evacuate, including the Head Start program.
KGW's Chris Willis was there this morning. And Chris, we're talking more than 100 kids sent home.
Yeah, the Sacagawea Head Start program has about 114 kids there. The school sits on 74th. The junkyard where that fire broke out and all that toxic heavy smoke is on 75th. So the Portland Public School District made the decision early to get those kids out of there. Most parents were able to pick up their kids at the school, but others were then bused over to Scott Elementary on Prescott, where students were under a shelter-in-place protocol, meaning they stayed inside with the doors and the windows all locked up. Parents were relieved to pick up their kids.
All the streets were closed off, so I parked out over here and across the street, down the street. And a teacher from her school came and told me that they were busing them over here because of the fire.
And it wasn't just students who got out of their homes. Rich Kaufman lives directly across the street from the salvage yard where that fire broke out. He says when he walked out of his front door early this morning, he knew immediately that he had to get out of there.
I mean, it's like a sci-fi movie. I mean, it was thick, black. You can't see through it. And it was right at tree level, right over my head. And it's like, what's going on?
Boy, can you imagine? Rich ended up watching the fire burn from the top of his car across the street for most of the day. A 10-block area of Killingsworth was shut down for most of the afternoon. Other people we spoke with today said they could see the billowing smoke from as far away as Vancouver. Joe?
Well, I'm not surprised. It was bad. Chris, thank you very much. We will have an update on this story coming up a little later on in this broadcast, and we'll continue to post details on KGW.com and on social media as well.